What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. This is going to be a very controversial episode because many people are wondering, what would the late great Kevin Samuels think about the Just Pearly Things fallout? YouTuber Mumia Obsidian Ali has made a video responding to that, and that comes from Courtney Michelle, a very popular YouTuber in the Black YouTube space. He's gonna play a clip that indicates her disappointment in Obsidian, and basically that he is behaving in a way that is basically anti of how Kevin Samuels would have handled it. What I'd like to do is play a little bit of that video, and then I'm going to come back.
And he is willing to break up the manosphere space, do everything that Kevin Samuels would not ever do to ride on the coattails of a Pearly. How sad and pathetic. Call someone to lie over a white woman? Kevin Samuels is looking at you like, how sad. Everything that Kevin Samuels, you call him Saint Kevin, and everything that you are doing is anti-Kevin Samuels. He would never. You. And, I don't even think that he even cares. That he has toted Kevin's name for years. And now that Kevin has passed, you would think that he would have some kind of integrity. The man that he calls Saint Kevin, you would think that he would go on and try to carry the torch of what Kevin left. You would think he was so up Kevin's butt that he would do the things like Kevin did in remembrance of. You know what? I'm not going to stoop so low to lie in honor of Kevin. You know what? I'm not going to degrade Black women in front of this white woman because Kevin never did that. He checked those white women. I'm going to do that in remembrance of Kevin Samuels. A white woman? You don't deserve to have that man's name in your mouth.
Is that right, Courtney? Saint Kevin would never approve of what you're doing, Obsidian, bringing that white woman to the cookout. He was for Black love. He was for the sisters. Yes, he was. Is that right? Well, I guess I have no other option but to go to the tape and see what Kevin had to say for himself.
It's time to sell out. There we go. And that's what you saw up front. Why is this woman so happy? This woman right here is so ecstatic that so many men are about to sell out. And she's like, yay!
Does anybody notice the lady that's being depicted here in the thumbnail on the screen right now?
A white woman?
Do I really have to explain it further what Kevin's position was? Really?
Yay! Here comes Keith Henry. Yay! Here comes Jamal and Kevin and Keith and Aaron and yay! Look at her. She's excited. She's like, they're selling out, y'all. They're selling out. Yeah, it is time to sell out. Why? Because it's time to start making some deals.
The lovely Courtney Michelle calls me a hobbit.
So let me think about this, because I knew Kevin. I was the one that was responsible for Kevin coming into Black YouTube, but Kevin talked to different people. Kevin might not have always told us the exact same things. He was quite clever, crafty. He was political in some of his movings. That is definitely true. And anybody knows Kevin like that can describe him in that way. But I have to go towards the way that Kevin moved. Okay, let's look at that. Let's leave personal feelings out of this. How did Kevin move? Number one, I was the sort of recruiter for Kevin in a way. Like, as far as YouTubers, most YouTubers couldn't get to Kevin Samuels if not through me. Like, look at the lead attorney is a great example, right? Some of the guys had to be coming through the system, right? And as Kevin in April, we saw at his last birthday party, who was there? Okay, we're gonna look at this. Kevin had a fan base of a lot of different people, but his birthday party, Kevin Samuels and Melanie King has there. Who are the people, for the most part, that are there with Kevin, right? For the most part, we see Melanie King is there. People were black. Kevin met with mediocre tutorials and reviews and Dennis Sperling, but Kevin moved in a way that was such it was going towards high level, high competent, I would say in my honest opinion, elite level black men. That's where Kevin Samuels was going. Kevin Samuels got offered a lot of money to go into contracts, to go into TV show productions, but I don't really see a whole lot of movements in Kevin Samuels working with, let's say, Caucasians. Kevin Samuels' Future music video. Kevin Samuels' Nicki Minaj collab. Like, Kevin moved very black, and Kevin wanted very much to be very independent of Caucasians or Caucasian influence, although he was not racist. That's just, now his best friend Jeff is half black, half white, but Kevin, he wanted to own his own identity and write his own ticket. That's what Kevin wanted to do. Now, as far as just pearly things, if Kevin was alive, here's my interpretation. Had he saw the video, number one, he wouldn't have responded to it. That's something that he just wouldn't have did. He wouldn't have responded to it. He would have called me. He would have called some guys. And here's what I think. Those people who were opposite of that, like disrespecting Courtney and Michelle, are the black female content creators. I think I was trying to get him on with Danica Marie. He was, dealing with Six the Goddess. I think that anybody that came against that, and it's going to be at the end of Kevin Samuels' life, Kevin Samuels didn't want a lot to do with the black manosphere. That's something that's public knowledge. Toward the end of Kevin's life, Kevin didn't like the way that he felt the black manosphere was progressing. Although he was very supportive of it, he thought what he had, that the black manosphere was very limiting in the community that it was, and he wanted to get out of that box. So regardless of the Just Purdy thing's fallout, Kevin Samuels was passing that community by and large for what he feels was, in my honest opinion, although he loved the creators and some people over there, he watches going over there, lack of development. That was number one. Number two, picking somebody like Just Purdy things over somebody that's a black woman, because we saw evidence that there's a white woman one day that came on the Kevin Samuels show and she started disrespecting black women and he checked her right away. So anything about that was sort of racist or sort of putting down black people in that light, Kevin would have had a problem with it and would have been leery of those people who have collaborated with her. He would have been very political about it, but behind the scenes, what I'll tell you that happens behind the scenes, or used to happen, I'll talk about it right now. Look, that person can't be worked with. And then once you get that, and I've talked about this before, this is even when he was alive. So that's what happens. So those people would have risked, they would have been, in my honest opinion, I think a danger to the brand. Because, you're saying this, which he was moving in that direction anyway from those individuals. So I think he would have disagreed with it. He wouldn't have come out and publicly said anything about it. Behind the scenes, he would have given his thoughts. And then those people who would have been on the opposite side, distance. And if I see you, hello, how you doing? Whatever. No hard feelings. That's what I think. That's what I know. Again, no dissing anybody, no having problems. We're not going to support the guy or the guys at all. No more shout outs, nothing. That's how I personally feel. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. I'm out.